What's up, YouTube? So today I'm going to be bringing a deck profile that I don't remember if I told you guys I was going to bring this for you or not. But today I'm bringing you guys my Fairy Tail Charmer deck profile. So this is kind of a different approach with Fairy Tail Charmers. I feel like, in my opinion, this is the best. I've done a lot of experimenting with this deck. And there's some of my favorite waifus in the game, so I just really like this deck. I took it to locals on Tuesday, won first place with it. So I felt like I should bring you guys a deck profile for it. It is kind of more type of toolbox deck, but it still serves its purpose. It's really good, and it can out a lot of things. Actually, in my finals, I played against Stun with the Silver Surfer guy, and yeah, I just had the outs, man. It's crazy how strong this deck can actually be if it gets going. Also, I want to apologize about that banging noise. So the people from my apartment are getting roofing done in my building. So if you guys hear that bang, I don't know if the microphone is picking it up or not. They've been out here working on that for a couple days now, all week. So I can't really do much about it, but I still want to bring you guys a video. Hopefully it doesn't sound too loud in the video. I will check the video after I finish recording just to make sure, so I don't upload any bad content. But without further ado, guys, let's just hop right into this spicy deck profile. So first, I play two Fairy Tail Lunas. She's really good. She can search any of your Fairy Tail monsters. She can search herself or any of your Charmer or Unpossessed girls. I just feel like this is one of the best search cards in the deck, but I don't really like seeing more than one in my hand, so I just run the two for right now. And we are playing exactly 40 cards. But yeah, her just ability to search any monster, any spellcaster monster for your deck, which is basically all of your main normal summons, and still be able to bounce, and then you can normal her in the next turn, is just crazy. And she also gives you a target for your trap card a lot of the times, which I'll show you which trap card that is later on. Then I play one Fairy Tail Rachka, the new one. She basically gets you a card, and you can send her to the graveyard to take no damage from the battle that she is in. But I don't really feel like this is such a good card. I just play her just because she can get you a card sometimes, and we play a lot of good cards in this deck, so it makes it really hard for your opponent to give you a dead card. I mean, we play maybe like 3 bricks, but one of them is like a half brick, but we'll get into those later on too. But I just feel like one is good with her. Then for the Possessed girls, I play one Elsa, one Hida, one Win, basically just for the attributes to gain the 300 off of my spell card. Then I do play two Iria. In the beginning of the video, you seen I'm playing Totally Awesome. Whoops. Yeah, I'm playing Totally Awesome. You guys weren't supposed to see that other card. That was one of the spicy texts in here, but hopefully you didn't catch that on video. But we do play the two areas. I wish I had 2 more of the alternate art. I would definitely play 3. I'm just testing out 2, but I wouldn't mind bumping it up to 3 because she does help you go into, of course, your Bahamut Shark, and enables your plays. And yeah, there's like a pretty cool combo I'll show you guys later with that. So that's it for my normal summon guys, or my normal summon girls. Next, I play 3 Gigabytes because he's a water. This is my favorite one. He can summon from the deck if he's destroyed, and just kind of get cycling. Yeah, so I mean, he's just my favorite because he's water. That's basically it. Then I play 2 Nefarious because he can bring himself back, and 2 Ram Ryu. Now the reason I play 2 of this and 2 of this because this one can pop him. And then Ram Ryu would be able to revive something from the graveyard, like let's say a Gigabyte, or Nefarious can pop your Gigabyte. Then you special from the deck, maybe a Ram Ryu or another Nefarious. Basically, they just kind of loop each other if you don't have any more plays. But that is it for my extender, guys. So just 7 guys. I wish I could play 7 of him, but I can't. So, yeah, that is it for the monsters. Next, I play 1 Spirit Charmers. Well, 3 Spirit Charmers. This is just your search spell. It's discard, search 2 cards. Can't be better than that. And at a certain point, this becomes discard fodder itself. Next, I play 1 Awakening of the Possessed. Draw power, gives your monsters a boost. Any monster, not just your possessed. Next, I play 1 Fairy Tale Tales because it gives you an extra normal summon, so it helps you get an extra body on the board. And you can take no damage the first time you would take damage. Then I play 1 Instant Fusion. The reason for this is also just to get into Toad. You'll see my target later in my extra deck. But that's basically it. It gives you another monster. If you can't make Toad, you can still make a rank 4 play if you go first. Next, I play 1 Upstart Goblin. 2 Secret Village of Spellcasters. This card is just so strong. It won me a lot of games on Tuesday. There's just not much to say. It's Secret Village, no spells for your opponent. Terraforming, and that will round up the spell cards. Next, I play 2 Possessed Partnerships. I feel like 3 bricks. 2 is good. It can out a lot of stuff. Like mine. The guy that's 2K that doesn't let you activate monster effects. It can pop a meltdown. It can do a lot of things. And you can banish it and put your spell back face up on the field. Next, I do play Rafflesia in the extra deck. So I'm playing 1 Gravedigger's Trap Hole and 1 Time Space Trap Hole. Time Space is slept on. It's just crazy. You can shuffle something that gets summoned from the extra deck back into the extra deck, or something that's summoned from the hand back into the deck, and you just take 1,000 damage. It's crazy. A lot of cards you will have to pay life points in this deck, but it doesn't really matter. A lot of them become discard fodder, or they become they just help you win the game quick, because they just stop your opponent in their tracks. Next, I play 3 Imperm. Standard. This is my only hand trap in the deck. You just got to know when to use this card. It is a really good card. But yeah, that's my only hand trap I'm playing. Next, I'm playing 3 Solemn Strikes, 2 Solemn Judgments. Basic right here, just stop your opponent from playing the game. You can side these out too. Next, I do play the Red Eyes package. I don't know if you guys saw me drop the Dragoon, but I am playing the Red Eyes Dragoon package. It just gives this deck a boost, and with Dragoon being a spellcaster, Dragoon with Secret Village is basically just game right there. That just wins the game for you. So next, let's hop into the extra deck. So like I said, this is more like a toolbox deck, but it does what it has to do. So 1 Toad, 1 Bahamut. Basic right here. Toad can recycle itself. If you still have the Bahamut on field, bring it back out next turn. Or the Bahamut, I'll show you guys later. The Bahamut sometimes does leave the field. So next, a Tornado Dragon. Just back row removal. Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller is just good. 1 X-Side on Night. This card is just insane. Wipe the board. It's like a rank 4 Zeus, except that it destroys, but it's still a pretty good card. Yeah, it's a sleeper. Next, I'm playing 1 Rafflesia, just so I can drop this turn 1 if I don't have another play. It all depends. Like, your first turn play will be different a lot of the times, but 9 times out of 10 you will go into a rank 4. Next, I play the Baglushka, just to stall, baby. You know how to play this card. Then that's it for my XYZ monsters. Next, I have my Link monsters. I run 1 IP, 1 Phoenix, and 1 Unicorn. I don't really go into these too much, but I do sometimes, and they are These two are dark, this is a fire, so it gives me different attributes to get my trap off. And this is just like removal. This is just for interruption. Next I play Borolo Dragon to steal untargetable monsters. Next I do play one Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, because with IP it can be broken, and a lot of the time you will get a lot of monsters on board, or sometimes you won't. But most of the time you will have just your unpossessed girls on the field boosting themselves off the spell, just getting big, and you can make an IP and link off your opponent's monster in their turn. And Borolo Dragon is just crazy. It's just can't be targeted if you make it with IP, can't be destroyed by card effects, and you get to steal an opponent's monster without targeting it. This card is just a slept on card. Used to be played a lot, now it's not, but I love it. And then next I'm playing the Verte and the Dragoon, and for my instant fusion target, Muddy Mud Dragon of the Swamp, because he is a water monster, a level 4 monster. It can help me for rank 4 plays, help me go into Toad. And a cool thing I was gonna show you guys, if you open up with your Water Charmer or your Water Unpossessed in your Gigabyte, which is why I want to bump this up to 3, have 3 of these, then you'll be more likely to get this off. All you need to do is open one of these guys along with it, maybe this, or have any of these girls while you have the fairy tales. I know it's kind of specific, but basically you just need these, which a lot of the times you do draw them, and then any way to get another monster out on board. So we do have 4 cards that are played in another big amount. Let's see how many I actually play. So we have 5 other cards we could draw along with this, and basically you just get these out depending which extender you have. If you have one of these guys, you want to summon this first, or if you don't, you can hold on to this. So basically you go into your Bahamut, 3 summons so far. You want to detach your area in case you do have a way to access the trap card. You can revive her and pop a card. You're totally awesome. Now if you had another monster you can get on board, or if you summoned this already, you basically go into your Verte using these, and you make your Dragoon, of course. Now if this is partnered up with a trap that pops, or just any of the trap cards I run, or if it's partnered up with Secret Village, this is basically game most of the time because your opponent can't really out it. You can negate one of their cards, steal it, recycle himself if you really want to, or you could even recycle your spellcaster. Then you have Dragoon, and let's say you could have any of these cards, and honestly I just feel like this is an auto win once you open this combo, because this can't be targeted, can't be destroyed. You can negate a card, he becomes 4K. If you have Secret Village, a lot of decks can't play if they can't activate their spells, or if you stop the monster effect, or if you destroy a key monster or a key card, or if you just stop a key summon or the activation of a key card of your opponent, they basically just can't out this board. At most they'll just attack over Verte, and that's about all they can do. But yeah, this is my Charmer Fairy Tale deck, and this was my extra deck. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Dragoon, but hey, if you can't beat him, join him. Dragoon is just insane. It just wins games by himself a lot of the times, especially when you're running the normal monsters along with him. You can just damn near OTK your opponent with just Dragoon, pop 2 monsters, attack, they activate something, you negate, now you hit them with 4K. I'm sure if you destroy 2 monsters, you'll do around 4K damage. And if you do have the Dragoon, you'll have the Verte, of course. So all you have to do is 35 damage, and by destroying 2 monsters, you'll get pretty close to that, and you might even have another monster. And if you do have the spell, what's cool is even if your opponent summons their own Dragoon, they can't crash. If they summon any 300 monster, 3,000 monster, they can't crash because this will boost your Dragoon by 300 because he's an attribute. So if you have Dragoon and Toad, Toad becomes 28 attack and Dragoon becomes 36 attack. So that's another really cool thing. And it kind of like just makes it even harder for your opponent to out that board. Or out just those monsters by themselves because they have a built-in negation and they're pretty big. And not a lot of decks can get over that, especially if you have like a secret village or something, or you have the trap card that destroys the unpossessed one, or you just have any like kind of interruption. It's going to be really hard for your opponent to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm not saying this is like a meta deck or anything, but in my opinion, it's like a pretty good rogue deck. Not a lot of people play this deck, and not a lot of people play it how I play it. I feel like I have like one of the best builds of this deck. I'm not gonna go out there and say it's the best, but I feel like this is one of the best builds. I don't actually have a side deck to show you guys because this is more like my casual deck, and I don't really have a side deck for it. I just kind of just play the main deck. And when I take it to locals, I take it on like casual days where we're not playing meta. But yeah, besides that, guys, that is it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys try this deck out. And if you liked the deck profile, if you're a fan of fairy tales or charmers or just spellcasters or just like any toolbox deck that can just make any good rank 4, any good link monster, any good fusion, leave a like, comment, maybe subscribe. I'll have more cool content coming for you guys. And with that being said, Despot, well, not Despot, Dankbot003 signing out. Having trouble getting used to that name still. See y'all.